Alright, right here we have the brand new BlackBerry Z30, sorry. BlackBerry Z30 has only been recently released or showcased in Malaysia. So right now here we have the retail set alongside the Q10 and the Q5. Now I'm not able to show the comparison to a BlackBerry Z10 because I do not have any more standard retail boxes, but BlackBerry Z10 and the BlackBerry Q10 have pretty much similar boxes apart from the headset is given. Alright, so now let's go to the unboxing of it. Alright, so this is the Z30, this is the Z10, this is the Q10, and finally we have the Q5. Okay, now as you can see, the BlackBerry Z30 has pretty much similar, has a much more similar packaging to the Q10 rather than the Q5. So let's take a look at it. Right, this massive beast is about 5-inch. So if we look at it, let's see. Compare it to a BlackBerry Z10, alright, it's, as you can see, it's much bigger. Thickness wise, it is slightly slimmer, but that's pretty much marginal. Button allocations are pretty much the same. We have the lock button at the top. We have the 3.5mm jack at the top. On the left side here, as evident, you can see that there's the micro HDMI as well as the micro USB. Now, this part, don't be fooled by this part. This part is actually not removable as of yet. I'll come to that point in a short while. The bottom here we can see actually there's this like the Z10, there's this latch where we can actually use, which we have to use to pry open the battery door for the Z10, and in the Z30's case, the back cover. Now, moving on to the right side, we have the volume control buttons. As you can see, it's the same placing as the BlackBerry Z10. Alright, as you can see, the Z30 actually has much larger button, obviously due to its size, and I am inclined to believe the two holes here are actually the microphones. Alright, so now that we've seen the comparison, now compare the size to the Q5. Alright, let's get the Q5 out, as well as the Q10. And now the Z30. Alright. Now, as you can see, the Z30 actually has a pretty much similar thickness to the Q devices. As you can see, the Q10 seems to have a rather much slightly thinner profile. Alright, but otherwise the design wise are pretty much similar. The top here has the same buttons, the microphone ports, the head jacks. Then right here on the other side we have the outputs and charging parts. Of course the Q5 does not have the micro HDMI, and on the same side it has the micro SD as well as the micro SIM card slots. Now at the bottom here is, as you can see, is all the speakers. The others, and the right hand side we have and on the right hand side here we have the, let's see, this is the volume buttons and the media control. Alright, so now let's take a look at what we have here in the box. Alright, so this is a retail unit, so we can expect whatever that's inside here to actually appear in the box when you purchase it. So here we have the manuals, a standard USB wall charger, a micro USB cable together for the charger, the micro USB cable. Finally, we have the premium steel headsets which was found in the Q10. Now, it is good to note that the charger now, like the Q5, actually is now 850 mAh. This is in contrast with the 750 mAh that is actually found on the Z10 or the Q10. Also, another interesting point to note is that it is no longer made in China, but rather it's now made in India. Not that it will make much of a difference to you guys, but hey, it's a nice point to note. Alright, now done with the box. The box is actually slightly smaller than the Q10. If you take a look at it, it's actually marginally smaller. Alright, so now here's the device itself. Alright, as per mentioned just now, at the back here we have the camera as well as the LED. As you can see, one interesting point, as you can see here, is actually at the top here has a hole, and at the bottom here has another hole. Why is there two holes when the Z10 only has one? Well, the answer is because the Z30 comes with dual speakers. Now, let's take a look at it if we can pry it open. Okay, prying open the battery door here actually takes up pretty much a lot of energy, or rather you need a lot of force to apply on it as compared to the Z10. So those without fingernails, you might want to take note of that. Alright, so battery cover aside, as you can see, this was the part that I was mentioning to you guys. It was not removable because it does, well, cover. What does that cover? If you ask me, it covers actually the micro SD as well as the micro SIM port. It tells you where it is. Now, point to note is that when you're inserting your cards, the contact pins have to be facing upwards in this direction, as per seen in the diagram here. The device comes with a 5-inch HD Super AMOLED screen, as you can see here, and a much souped up battery at 2880 mAh. Alright, so as I was mentioning, look here we can see there's one set of speaker here, and at the bottom here there's another set of speakers. Alright, so this is actually a pretty much well-built device. While it is much heavier than the Z10, unfortunately, but it is it feels much better built. Alright, some of you may actually be questioning, why do we have a back cover when the battery is not actually removable? Well, simply put it, the back cover actually allows BlackBerry now, despite having not a removable battery, it actually gives you customization of efforts. Customization allows you to have a battery door similar to the S4, where you can have actually a flip. We have seen one of the covers recently at the launch at Malaysia. The covers actually is similar to this. However, it was not glass woven, but rather it was a leather battery door. Not the battery, sorry, cancel that. It was actually just a leather door. So when the leather door actually came with a flap, so it was like a door-based flap. So it not only acts as a door, but it also covers the front. So that is actually one way we are looking at it. Now, there were rumors to say that there is wireless charging on this device, since it's supposedly well the T tested, but we'll come to that in a short while in our next video to see whether it actually has a built-in T support, because as you can see in the S4, even though the S3 and S4 were T listed compatible, they didn't have a native T chipset built in for wireless charging, and we had to buy a separate chipset in order to enable that. So that we'll come to it in a short while. Alright, so here we have the brand new Z30 with us. It is, like I mentioned to you again, it's a retail set. So yes, we have started loading a little gadgets in to try to play around with it. So as you can see, apps are plenty. There is plenty of apps, and no denying, most of the Z10 apps will actually work with the Z30. Alright, noticeably there is actually the Flipboard. Flipboard is actually in the app mode. And does the Flipboard work? Well, it is still an Android port, but hey, that's better than nothing. Alright, so as you can see, it's pretty much snappy. There, right now we have the VLC remote here, as you can see. Alright, there is the Flipboard, and it is by Flipboard themselves. Hopefully it is. We have one of my more favorite applications, which is the Hub++. Now, one thing we have to take note is that this device actually does not play AC3 video files for some reasons, but for those who don't really watch movies much, it's not a problem. However, for those who likes to watch movies with pretty good compression ratios, especially those in the MKV containers, you might want to take a note of that. I'm not too sure what happened, but this seems to be a persistent issue in OS 10.2. So as you can see, Hub++ is in the app already. Okay, seems like Hub++ is still not a headless app. Okay, that's it. Let's go. Alright, so as you can see, this is all running OS 10.2, and I'm running if you're looking at the leaks, this is not running the latest leak, 10.2 leak around. Okay, so that's pretty much about it. Camera wise, is still running 8 megapixels, and it focuses pretty much slightly faster than the Z10, if you can think about it. Comes with a variety of modes. Alright, so yes, that's about it. You can expect the standard applications. There is Skype, however Skype is still an Android port, unfortunately. And yes, so that's about it. Alright, so here we are, Story Maker. So it's pretty much smooth, as you can see. Yep, so welcome to the Z30. This is Terence speaking, and I'm happy to bring to you Z30 unboxing.